Welcome back to episode 9 of the Over the Shoulder podcast. This week, we are once again blessed with the presence of Mike Morano. He is back.
I'm
I
back.
know last week everyone was missing him, so he did recover from his sickness, thank God. So he is back. Mike, introduce
Wait,
yourself.
Max, get a shot. All right, go ahead.
And of course, like always, Rob is also accompanied with us, and we'll do the IWGP Heavyweight Championship this week, versions 1-5. So I'm very excited to do this one. I've been waiting to do this one for a long time. Definitely one of my favorite replicas, the version 4, belts. So I can't wait to do it. So let's go. No more talking. Let's go straight into the replica or the belt. Sorry. So first is the version 1, and this one is very simple. It has all circular plates. It is a 7-plater design. It is a bit smaller. Of course, the wrestling belts weren't as huge back then. Well, most of them weren't. Of course, the strap is very simple. No real tooling. Just beveling going around the circular main plates. Side plates, they just look like continents to me, I think. The main plate just says IWGP Champion. A few stones. International Wrestling Grand Prix. Yeah. What do you think, Rob?
Okay, so where do I start? So, a lot of opinions here, definitely. For one, as we were talking in the previous episode, clamshell tooling is a big thing for me. There is no tooling here with respect to anything here. The plates are way too circular. The strap looks way too basic. The only thing that I like about it is maybe the backing. The backing's not a bad color, but the jewel, and then those little jewels, and maybe they're not even jewels, or fucking emeralds or something that are being put on, just put on the main plate, and then the bottom of the main plate. Not to mention, am I going rock climbing here, guys? Am I going to literally fucking strap myself in and try to fucking climb up the fucking main plate of this belt? What the hell is this piece of crap? Literally, and wow. Wow.
Well, you know what? The only thing that I'll say about this belt, we'll go back all the way to 1983 right now before I get into my little story. But 1983, the funny thing is, Hulk Hogan was the first IWGP Heavyweight Champion. And I bet a lot of people did not know that, but he was. And that's a little
beat
fun
this
fact
man,
for you.
Antonio Inoki, to beat him.
Okay.
So, yeah.
1983, and real quick, Max and Rob, and then I'll let Rob get back to ranting because I was actually enjoying that. I go back to 1993 when Hogan beat Yokozuna for the WWF title back then at WrestleMania 9, and then went on a tour to Japan and whatever, and he called the WWF title, the Winged Eagle, a little trinket, like a toy, but he referenced the importance of the IWGP championship and how he valued that over the WWF title. And I found that interesting. And I think despite the image of version 1 of the IWGP title, I do believe that photo of Hogan that I found actually online, of it around his waist, I definitely think there were flowers around him and everything like that there is a little history to it, but besides that, I would not personally want to own this belt. Rob, you may go back to ranting, please.
No, and I would never own this belt, guys. I mean, what you see behind me of what I'm trying to definitely promote with my collection. The cut there is no cut. It's a fucking circle cut. I mean, and then you've got the little side plates, the little mini side plates that we just kind of paste on here. And look how far they are from the main plate, and look how far they are in distance here. I mean, yeah, fine. As Mike said, there may be history with respect to this title. There might be, and there is. But it would never go on the wall, and it would never be in my house. I would never, ever get this belt. So, anyways, other than that,
I have to agree. If we're talking strictly design, like you said, it has so much history behind it. The history behind it, you can't ignore that. But if we're talking just design, yeah, very lackluster. Especially when you look back and see designs they had back then, like the NWA Dome Globe, the Crumrine, the Winged Eagle, and then this. I mean, it's very disappointing. Very simple. I hate the lack of tooling. I hate that. Leather cut is very lazy, to be honest. Side plates, same thing, very lazy, just dual plated. Main plates, it's okay, but I don't. It doesn't scream like a main plate to me. It looks like a little property plate or a side plate. A main plate, it just no. Doesn't
Yeah.
even remind. It doesn't even remind me of a wrestling belt.
Yeah.
Nothing about it screams wrestling. It's just a belt. So
It's
yeah,
almost-
let's move
yeah.
on from this one.
Yeah, in that place.
And honestly, version 2 isn't very much better. I hate this. Let me just start off. I hate this version. My least favorite version. I'd rather have version 1 than this piece of shit. I mean, at least the other version won't stab you when you put your belt and move your stomach. It's ridiculous. I mean, you talk about horrible leather cuts. Look at this. The leather is even going around the main plate. It's horrible. It's ridiculous. The side plates are just some stars. They look like little like sheriff badges that you get when you're like 8 years old at a Dollarama. The main
Jesus.
plate is supposed to be a crown. It's horrible. It's like it doesn't. It's like an off shade of gold. No dual plating. I hate that. I mean, at least it has some grapplers on there. You can't even tell it's an IWGP belt. No real stones. Very lazy design. I hate it. Rob, so Mike, anyone?
And Max, I'm with you, bud. I totally am. I mean, where do I start as well on this? It's almost like I mean, that main plate. I mean, is it dark in here, guys? Do I need like one of those fucking like candles? You know, like to walk into the room here. Plus, I guess what are they trying to do? Are they trying to take it off the NWA Dome globe? There's a little globe there. It almost looks like there.
It looks
And
like a disco ball almost.
Yeah, it looks like a disco ball, and then you've got the writing underneath, and then the strap. I mean, the strap is just horrendous too. I mean, I guess IWGP belts. They really started off really nicely, didn't they, guys? With that version 1 piece of shit we just looked at, and then version 2. So I mean, great start. Hopefully they finished well, and they definitely they did a little bit. But I'm with you, Max. I mean, again, I would not have this belt. I don't like it, and the cut. I don't know what they're doing. And Mike, you can.
Yeah. I mean, guys, with your strong opinions, we probably should have just did an episode on version 4, and that would have been it. But what I will say is, I don't like it. A belt that I wouldn't love, but I got to give them an A+ for creativity because I'd never seen a piece of shit like this. Moving on.
Yeah.
It doesn't deserve my review. How about that?
No.
I'm a Hall of Famer. It doesn't deserve my review.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So here's a picture. It doesn't even look good around the
Yeah,
shoulder.
but this guy's hair, Tenzon's hair, it goes with the belt.
It does. You're right.
Yeah. No, I hate this belt. I mean,
it was on purpose.
horrible. Now, let's move on. This was a huge improvement, okay? This is like my second favorite version.
Massive.
I love it. You can see it's very similar to the version 4. Well, this one came first, but we're all very familiar with the version 4. So, of course, the side plates look relatively close. The main plate is a bit wider. It looks very nice, in my opinion. Lots of jewels. This IWGP Heavyweight Champion has a huge eagle. Love eagles on belts. All the stones. The grommets on the sides. Great leather. Great. Nice tooling. Actually has tooling for once. Leather cut is nice. Dual plated. Stacked like hell. I love it. Rob, what do you think?
Totally agree. I absolutely love the belt here, and I'm going to tell you guys definitely why. Definitely love the leather cut. Love it. Stacked plates, very nice. Like it's stacked. It is, and I mean that eagle is really nice. The proportion from the top of the belt down to the bottom, really nice. Definitely an improvement from version 2. Probably has some weight to it. I would expect. Definitely a good weight. The side plates are really nice. They're not as far away from the main plate. You got those little circles that separate the main plate and each side plate. Very nice. I mean, like I said, huge improvement. This is something that now, okay, you know what? This is a belt. This is exactly something I would be proud to put over my shoulder, hence the Over the Shoulder podcast. There you go, gentlemen. So putting it over my shoulder, I'd feel proud, no doubt. I like this.
Yeah.
Mike?
Yeah, I mean, I look at this belt, you say over the shoulder, you're definitely promoting our podcast, which is always a great thing. But This would actually be a cool belt to put around your waist, I think. I just look at like the size of like I'm trying to understand here. Like it looks a bit oval to me. What would you call that center plate, Max?
I think it's very wide. I mean, it is very
But
wide,
it's
almost like an oval. Yeah, like you mean the base plate is almost like an oval.
yeah, but it's like the strap doesn't go with the. What I mean by that is, I would, if you put the strap itself, like the center part of the strap, just a few inches higher, and you enhanced this belt by making it like you stretch. Just imagine like you do like a cut, copy, and paste thing where you like stretched it a little. Then I could see this being a heavyweight title. I absolutely like it more than the first two versions. So I agree with everything Rob and Max have said. But and I like the stacked plates. But to me, it doesn't scream world title. I need to me this would be like, you know, like one of the mid-card looking titles. A beautiful belt, but as you're going to see in the next version, it got a major upgrade.
Are you saying though? Are you saying though, Mike? Is it just? I mean, there's a lot going on that main plate. There's no doubt. I mean, absolutely. But and I see what you're saying. Stretch it a little bit to maybe just maybe make it bigger. Like, are you saying like width wise, and then just everything flow a little bit better? Or are you just thinking it's too crammed on that main plate?
I think there's a lot going on with the nameplate. It's very loud, but on top of that, I think raise the crown is what I mean.
Okay.
I think
and I definitely
raised,
agree with you, Mike. Yeah, I think that's what they did with the version 4. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but the version 4 to me is like this version but improved. I mean, the side plates are very similar. They mostly just changed the main plate and made it a lot taller, which I think looks a lot better, especially with those like bigger side plates, you know, the grommets and everything. But that being said, I do love some wide belts. I mean, some of them do look nice, like the Dome Globe, maybe even the Oval IC. Some of them do look good, like a wider belt. Yeah, I definitely agree. I feel like it had a bit of a wider cut, especially on the bottom and the top. I think it could make it look a bit better. And here's a picture of it being held by two very, of course, famous wrestlers, Brock Lesnar and Kurt Angle. Two of the best. You
the photos there, and I'm not trying to cut you off, but especially with Angle, where you could see, I guess that's a photo from Glory Road or whatever it is in 2007. You know, I'm looking at it now, and that's I mean, it's a nice belt. It's. I mean, I definitely like the TNA world title next to it more. Like, to me, that TNA, because of the raised crown. I like the crown raised, and to me that speaks world title. But the way Brock's holding it too, it definitely looks detailed. It's definitely a nice belt. So I'm not going to.
It's definitely an improvement. It's definitely an improvement from the version 1 and 2. But I agree. And what you were saying is, I think exactly what they did in the version 4, which is I'm getting ahead of myself. Here's a picture of versions 1 to 3. I believe this is after they introduced version 4 and they retired version 3. They had a display of all the versions, and you can just see just how huge version 3 is. Like, version 1 looks like a toy compared to it.
Yeah,
version
you're right about that.
It's like a medium-sized piece of shit next to it.
Yeah.
It's just huge, massive belt.
It's an upgrade, Max. Just like you said, it's an upgrade.
100%. 100%. But
here's the World Series Plaque Trophy next to it. Oh, good. What do we got there?
Everyone's favorite. Version 4.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Everyone loves this belt. It's even people who don't really watch New Japan. I mean, I liked this belt before I even watched New Japan. I still don't watch New Japan too much. But you have to respect this belt. And
I'm with you. I'm with you. Yes.
Amen.
So many people love this belt. You see it and it just screams prestigious. You see the size. You see the side plates. Oh, I love the names on the side plates. I just love that so much. Just adds so much to it. Almost like some sports cups, like the Stanley Cup. Guys, help me out. I don't watch any sports but wrestling. You know, I love it. I absolutely love it. The dual plating looks great. The two lines on the side look really cool. Of course, the line on the top, IWGP Heavyweight Champion. Just everything
Yeah.
about it, I love. It's huge, and even when it was all beat up, I think it looked good. Like, of course, it looked good when it was like nice and new, pristine. But even when Kenny Omega held it and it was like falling apart, I think even then it still looked great.
Like when it
Rob, what do
looked
you think?
rugged,
Yeah,
and
I
worn,
think
right? Yeah,
even
me
then it
too.
looked like this picture is a bit of more of a worn picture. But I think even when Kenny was holding it and it was like falling apart, it still looked badass. Rob, what do you
I
think?
agree.
And I totally agree with you. When I see this belt, I think Omega. There's no doubt. And I mean, with the cut, it's a unique cut. I mean, it really is. It's almost like, and I mean, I'm sorry to say, it's kind of like it's kind of like a pineapple a little bit, but it's really, but it's a good pineapple. There's no doubt.
Mm.
I love the jewels. I love that IWGP kind of comes out a little bit, and then you got the nameplate on the bottom. I love the fact on the side plates you have the names of the previous wrestlers. This is exactly what you were saying with respect to like sports cups, the Stanley Cup, or any of those any of the other sports trophies. But I mean, when I think IWGP, I mean, I don't really watch New Japan Wrestling. I don't, but seeing, I know about version 4. I mean, this is what I see. A great belt. A great belt. I absolutely love it. And I know that Mike, I know you're going to give your opinion, but I know Max, you own this title. You own a version of this title. Yes. We'll obviously talk about the replicas, but Mike, why don't you weigh in, and Max can show off his.
Yeah, so before Max shows off his beautiful replica, one thing I gotta say is this is the definition of a world title. I think at the time, like when this was the a version that they were using for a while, I easily think this was the best looking world championship in all of pro wrestling until, in my opinion, I'm biased with AEW. I think AEW's world title is the best looking current world title in wrestling. However, yeah, for a while I thought it was the IWGP. Yeah, I love this belt so much that on Pro Wrestling Tees, I don't have it handy. I actually feel stupid for not. It's in one of my closets. I also collect pins, and they sell a pin, or they sold a pin on Pro Wrestling Tees, and it was of just the center plate, and it was really cool. So that's just how much I love the belt. Just to have just like that little piece, just to look at that little design. So I love it.
Yeah, I think it's one of the best. And like you said, at the time when it was the world title, I think it was easily, undisputably, like the best world title up until the AEW. Because I love the AEW title, but even then, I think it was one of the best world titles. It screamed world title. When you think of the IWGP Heavyweight Champion, you think of this title. You don't think of the V3, the V2, the V1. No, you think of this World Heavyweight Championship.
I agree.
And for good reason. It's one of the best, and I do own a replica of it. Now, it isn't the official replica. I wasn't really into belt collecting when the official replica came out, unfortunately, and I don't want to pay a resale like $2,000. No thanks.
I don't blame you.
But I did get a great deal from Xman belts. Now I don't think we talked too much about Xman belts on here. So shout out to Chris Stratton. Sorry, blanking on his name. Nick
Connor
and Chris Stratton. They're both great guys. They're middlemen for Xman belts. And yeah, they're a great budget, almost budget belt maker. And they made me the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. And this is an absolute beauty. I did get this at a discounted price because it did have a few flaws. So I got it like $200 off because it had a few flaws, which I don't care, honestly. I don't need it to be in pristine condition. Like I said, I think it still looked great when Kenny Omega held it when it was all beat up. And let me just show you. This belt is 16 pounds. Of course, you can see the nameplate. Kenny Omega. The detail on there.
I think he did a good job on it.
Beautiful belt. So good shot.
Floppy.
There you go.
Floppy.
You can see the leather there.
Yep.
The names, you can read them all.
Yep.
The grommets are there. It's stacked to hell. This is definitely the heaviest belt. Whenever people come over and they see my belts and they want to hold one, I give them this one. So they can see how stacked it is there. It is 5 layers. 1, 2,
Holy
Three,
crap.
four, five layers of 4mm zinc. There's nameplate, the dome globe. It does have a little property plate, which is the IWGP V1 main plate, which I think is a nice touch. I mean, I don't like the V1 too much, but I think it's a nice touch. And the gold tip is a nice custom one.
That's nice.
See there? Beautiful tip. Backing is normal. Black backing, all screws are covered. It is heavy as hell. The heaviest belt in my collection. 16 pounds. It is, and 16 pounds doesn't sound like much, but when you hold it in a belt, it is ridiculous. So once again, let me give you guys another good shot of this.
Wow.
Just an absolute beast of a belt.
Great stuff. Great stuff, Mac.
So yeah, I absolutely love this belt. One of my favorites in my collection. Now, I do plan on getting it re-leathered by Ryan Richards. He's great. Now, the strap is not bad. What I paid for it, it's not too bad, right? But I want nice, soft leather, so I will eventually get it re-leathered. But yeah, I'm thinking of possibly making this almost like what Macho Man did to the IC belt, the Brasso IC, like almost beating it up and making it look like the belt that Kenny Omega held. I did see someone in the Facebook group do that, where they all made it look beat up and it'll look really cool. Because this does have like a bit of tarnishing, but the thing is, Chris told me before I bought it, he told me it did have some tarnishing. That's why it was a discounted price. I didn't mind because I do plan on eventually making it look worn out and old.
Yeah.
So a more accurate belt. But yeah, we were talking about Kenny Omega. Of course, you can't talk about the IWGP V4 without talking about Kazuchika Okada. Of course, one of the most known champions to hold this belt. You can see on the left Kazuchika Okada holding that beautiful belt. On the right, Kenny Omega. And I know I've been rambling a bit on the belt, but I do have to talk a little bit more about their matches. Look, the hype is real. I remember I heard about their matches and thinking, oh, it's probably not that good, an hour long. How can you even watch an hour-long match? And their matches were just incredible. My favorite one is at Dominion, where Kenny Omega won the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. It was a 2 out of 3 falls match. Great match. And I absolutely loved it. Rob, any last thoughts on this version 4?
And I'm with you, man. I mean, you said it all, man. I mean, I absolutely do love it. I do like it around Kenny Omega, and it's it's that worn look, and you're absolutely right. That worn, rugged look, and absolutely amazing. And for all of you guys that don't even know about New Japan Wrestling, I don't watch it. I don't. But when I think of New Japan Wrestling, of course, I think of the version 4. I think of this bad boy. Putting that belt around your waist, that will make you feel like a champion, no doubt. 16 pounds of absolute beauty. I can see why you do want to get it re-leathered, Max. I do. It does seem. Is it too floppy? Is it almost like your Lukeman belt?
No. I think it's because the plates are so heavy, it looks floppy, especially the tip here.
Yeah.
But it is stiff, honestly. Like you can see there. It's pretty stiff. I mean, it's not bad. It supports the plates. It's good for display. But I just want a nice real leather strap, and that's why I'm getting it re-leathered by Ryan Richards.
Yep.
One day.
Yep, and Ryan will definitely do it justice. But I'm with you though on the rugged look again. I mean, it's an absolute incredible beaut. And as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, you see how quick we went through version 1, 2, 3, and then we're staying on this bad boy because version 4 is definitely worth the convo. That's no doubt. I mean, I would have this bad boy. I don't know about. I mean, I'm an official replica collector. I am, but I don't know. $2,000. It
depends. Yeah.
It'd be tough.
We'll talk about it more when we get to the official one, but it was the official replica was expensive.
It's too great. So,
yeah.
But if you want to add anything, Mike, on this bad boy,
I think it's a beautiful title, and I'm jealous I don't have it.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Now, of course, we can't talk about the IWGP Heavyweight Championship without mentioning the current world title. Now, technically, this is a new title, because before this is the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Um, Once Kota Ibushi won both belts, he wanted to unify them into one belt, which would be the new IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. So it would be a new title carrying the lineage of the Intercontinental title and the Heavyweight Championship, carrying them over, passing them together into one championship. Now, before we get to this belt, I do have to say it is very hard to make a belt after the version 4. I mean, version 4 is one of the most beloved belts. I mean, nobody hates this belt. Everyone loves this belt. Everyone, even casual fans, love this belt. So it is very hard to make a good belt after the version 4. That being said, the version 5 or version 1 of the World Heavyweight Championship was unveiled recently, and there it is. Made by Dan McMahon, which is I do have respect for him. He's a very well respected guy, great belt maker. He made the TNT Championship by the one that Miro has. He did make that title. Dan also made the I believe the Women's Tag Team Cup trophy medals. So yeah, Dan, he helped out with the official AEW World Heavyweight Championship. So the replica, sorry. So I personally have a lot of respect for him. I know he's a little controversial. Some people don't like him too much because he is against bootlegs. But from my position, he stands his ground and he is very honest. So that's one thing I do have to respect about him. That being said, he did make the IWGP version 5 Heavyweight Championship. He didn't design it. New Japan did design it. So he just made what they asked him to. So everyone who was blaming him about the design, honestly, they're kind of jackasses because he didn't design the belt. New Japan designed the belt. They sent him the schematics. They asked him to do it. He gave them what they asked for. So I don't blame Dan. Dan did his job. He made a well-made belt. Design-wise, most people hate it, to be quite frank. When it first came out, I was very disappointed. I don't know. I was very excited to see what they were going to release because the V4 was such a beautiful title. I was expecting something on par or better, maybe. But yeah, I don't really. It's growing on me. But Rob, I know you have some strong thoughts on this, so why don't you go ahead?
Yeah, I mean, I have no disrespect for Dan McMahon. I actually highly respect him. He's actually a member of Belt Addicts Anonymous. So he is definitely he's definitely a guy that, yeah, he can be controversial, but I do have a lot of respect for him. He does knock on bootlegs, he does. But this belt, though, I was also disappointed when they came out with this belt. Now, the design, yeah, it's not Dan's fault. It's what the schematics were sent to him. But I got to be honest, guys. I mean, it either looks like a fucking cat or it actually looks like Winifred Sanderson from Hocus Pocus. So, I mean, like, give me a break with respect to the design. Wait, what are you guys thinking over there in Japan designing this after the version 4? Are you fucking serious right now with this? I mean, the cut on it is absolutely ridiculous. It really is. Version 4, yeah, it was an amazing. It's an amazing belt. It was, and I get it. You know, it's kind of tough to, you know, when somebody gets a standing ovation, it's kind of tough to follow their act. In this, I mean, I think it kind of missed the mark. I definitely do. I mean, I was definitely very disappointed in this. I would not own this. This has not grown on me. It may grow on you at Max, but it has not grown on me. And I mean, it's absolutely horrid, I think. I mean, Dan did whatever he could. I mean, it is just my opinion, Dan. And I mean, my opinion may not be the opinion of other people. So I just want to let everyone know that. But I think it's a disappointment. I do. It doesn't look like a world title here. And I mean, putting that around my waist. I mean, am I having a men's title here? Or am I having a women's title? I mean, seriously, am I going for the cat look? Am I going for that meow look? Like, give me a break here. Come on, guys. So, I mean, a lot of opinions here. And if you guys see Hocus Pocus, you'll definitely know what I mean about Winifred Sanderson. Her fucking head is like that. So anyways, anyways, Mike, you can take over. You can say what you know about this.
Yeah, I mean, I won't say much about it. Listen, what I will say is I think the version 4 is the best version out of all of the IWGP Heavyweight titles. However, I think they did a pretty solid job here. It's almost like they looked at WWE's new like United States title or something, and they wanted to make an interesting faceplate or something. You know, because I'm looking at it. I don't know. It looks like it looks like a Pokemon character.
Yeah, that's it, Mike.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
It reminds
I
me
don't
of
love it,
the
but it's not
Transformers.
terrible. And this, if I followed New Japan as much as I followed WWE and AEW, I would buy this belt. I would not be opposed to buying it. Like if it was like the new world title, whatever, like it is, and I followed it like that, I would probably buy it. Not saying it would be my favorite. I have a lot of belts in my collection that I would say are not my favorite, but I still have them for different reasons. This would fall in line with one of those.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Mike. I mean, when I first saw it, I hated it. Like everyone else did, I was hating on it. I hated nothing. I didn't like anything about it. And the main plate, yeah, I don't really like, but the side plates are pretty nice. I mean, I do like the side plates and the grommets. I do like those. The main plate, just the shape of the main plate, I can't get over. I don't like that space in between the main plate and the grommet, that little triangle space. The leather
Right.
is just empty. I don't like that. I wish maybe they had like a tooling there, maybe. I don't know. Maybe that would look bad. Who knows? But to me, it looks a little weird and empty there. I feel like it would be hard to hold and weird to hold like that. At the same time, it is very well made by Dan. You can see it's stacked. It is actually, I heard it's a lot heavier and bigger than the version 4, which is just ridiculous. It's a beast.
Gross.
Seeing Will Ospreay hold it does make me more fond of it. And I feel like as the years pass, seeing different people hold that title as their world title, their first world, because Will Ospreay, one of the best wrestlers in the world currently. I mean, I feel like he's a great athlete, and seeing him hold this title does add a bit of like fondness to it, almost. Like I feel like maybe 20, 30 years from now, I'll look back and think, oh yeah, Will Ospreay won this version of the title. So it does. I mean, what I'm trying to get at is, I feel like with a bit of time, and once enough people hold it, I think it can start to grow on people. Similar to the World Heavyweight Championship. I mean, everyone hates the WWE Championship, right? Just a logo.
Right.
But then we see people like AJ Styles, John Cena, Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, Bobby Lashley. All these people hold it, add prestige to it, and then it starts to, grow on you. I think it's the same with this title. Same time, not my favorite, but it's okay. It is growing on.
I see what you're saying, Max, with respect to the spaces from the main plate out to the side plate. 90-degree triangles, really, that's what they are, those spaces. There's something that's missing there. I really do. I can't get over that fucking cut, though, of the main plate. I really can't. I'm sorry. I don't know.
I do like the leather cut, though. I mean, I like how it's going around the plates. I think it looks not bad. Just that empty space. I wish he had like tooling there. Maybe that could help.
Yeah,
just like on the WWE tags, they have tooling in the empty spaces.
The side plates aren't bad. They're okay. I
like the side plates.
The side plates.
What do you guys think about the jewels, like the little jewels in the grommets?
Those are not bad. Yeah, no, it's not bad. I mean, I don't understand, or maybe I'm just missing something. But you've got blue on the two sides there on the top, and then red in the middle, and then red on both sides near the champion. So I mean, I don't know. And then you got blue on the other side plates, and I guess maybe it's just a mixture. Maybe they're just trying to go for mixture. I don't mind that. That's not the deal breaker for me.
Yeah, I like the belt.
Sure.
Very cool.
Yeah. For stones, the few stones that I don't like is the purple, green, and orange stones. I think they look off on the main plate. It's a bit hard to see on the silver.
Can't even see.
Purple, blue, green, orange. I don't like the orange, green, and purple. They seem off to me. I wish they just would have kept it as blue or red or silver or whatever. Yeah, let's get into official replicas. The first one is one that is actually available for pre-order right now. Is the IWGP V1 replica. Yeah, there it is. It is going for, let me check the website here, $1,800 American. So, not cheap. The details there, I guess, but it's still that same horrible design, lazy leather. It's, what do you guys think?
I mean, I would keep the $1,800, and I mean, there's some similarities with respect to maybe the 24/7 championship with the circle main plate, not with the side plates. I mean, the side plates are just like they're so far from that fucking main plate, and then really a close up here. Like I said, it's just like you've got the certain gems there that have been put on there. I mean, I think they've just been sloppy with the way that looks. And then you're right, the leather, there's nothing there. I mean, I wouldn't spend $1,800 on this. I mean, maybe I know some people that would just to have it because it is something that would stand out, maybe, but as rarity. But it's not for me. It might be for some other people. I don't like the bottom of that main plate. I really don't. And then and I'm just trying to see here. IWG, yeah, I mean, I just, it doesn't scream champion to me.
No, not really.
It doesn't.
Mike? I don't love it, guys. I'm sorry.
No, it doesn't scream. No.
All right, and now obviously the official IWGP V4 replica. Now this one was sold for not too long. I believe it was up for pre-order. This one was, I believe, around the same price as the V1, but this one I actually understand why it's that expensive. It's a very well rated replica. I've seen a few reviews online. It's very accurate. The one thing that I do notice it's not accurate is the stone holders. The stone holders on the main plate and the side plates, but you can really see it on the main plate. If you look at the IWGP, look to the left, that stone holder is flat. Around it, it's just flat.
Yeah. On
the actual one and on my replica, it has a bit of design on there. You can see a little bit of almost lines there. That's what the actual one has. This one is just metal, smooth metal, which looks a little off to me. Other than that, it's not a huge deal. The rest of it does look really good. Of course, all the names and the dates you can read clearly. Nameplate looks beautiful. It is stacked. The strap is a simulated leather, but it is very soft and it looks really nice. Rob, what do you think about the replica?
Absolutely agree. And if I had the chance to get it, I definitely would. You have to jump through hoops, though, to get these belts. And I mean, with respect to the price tag, no doubt. I mean, I do love it. And I mean, I'm not an IWGP fan. I mean, I love this belt because of the design and because I think of Omega wearing this. And even it's got Kenny Omega's nameplate right there. Yeah. This is something that would go, fine, all my belts are WWE, but it still screams champion, rarity, rare belt. This is definitely a belt that I would definitely have. 100%.
Yeah, I mean, Rob hit it right on the head. I just think this belt's awesome, and I think I want to own it one day, maybe. And besides me getting that official AEW replica, this would be the next closest thing to beautiful title design, non-WWE in my collection. That's what I think, guys.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, very well made replica.
Beautiful.
And for the price, I think it's a bit expensive, but I do understand why it was so expensive. I mean, the demand was there. It was very well made. Just a few details that are a bit wrong, but it's not a deal breaker. Beautiful replica. So that is the end.
All right, guys. Well, I want to thank you guys. Obviously, I'm still recuperating with my jaw and everything like that, and I think this was a great episode. And I will let you guys finish it off as I leave this call. But I will be back next week, and I want to thank you guys so much. Okay.
All right. Have a good one,
guys.
All right. So as you can tell, Mike is still a bit sick. He's still recovering. So we'll give him some slack this week for leaving a bit early. That being said, next week will be a very special episode. It will be the ECW World Heavyweight Championship. The first one, even including the big silver one, that very controversial one, I'd say.
It's a good one. It's a good belt.
Yeah. All right. So let's finish off the episode. Of course, putting a belt over our shoulders. Of course, I had to put the IWGP Heavyweight Championship and Raw. Which belt do you have?
One that we will review probably in a later episode, guys, but this is a beauty. Fig Zinc WWF Deluxe Big Eagle Championship. Absolute beauty. Signed by a crap load of people, too. So,
Yeah, of course. Beautiful, beautiful replica.
oh, I love it. Love it.
Now, thank you guys so much for watching this episode 9. Next episode, next week, every Wednesday, will be the ECW Championship. Mike will be here. Of course, make sure to subscribe to Mike's channel. Link in the description. Of course, you have to join the best Facebook group in Canada, Belt Addicts Anonymous. Of course, me and Rob both admins there. So any questions, concerns, anything, feel free to message us there. Anything wrestling, make sure to write messages there. Our inbox is open. Make sure to join that Facebook group, subscribe, like, comment. If you guys want to see any future belts in a future episode, comment it down below. We'll consider it. We might do it in a future episode. All right. We'll see you guys in the next episode.